In this video, I'm going to review Hello World and every line of code in it, as well as concatenation. So go to Repl.it, Repl.it. Log in once you're there, so sign up if you haven't done so, and click Start Coding. We're going to do a Java program. The reason we want to log in is so that you can save all your material. Now it can default to a main program, but we want to create a brand new one today. So I'm going to click on Add File. I'm going to call this review.java and then hit Enter. I'm going to hide this for now. And notice our program up here is called review.java. That's a Java file, obviously. And I'm going to code our first line. So that's our first line of code. The previous one, main, they spelled everything out for us. But I'm going to do this manually. So what this is saying is the name of our program is review, and that has to be identical to what's here. So if we capitalize the R, we have to capitalize the R. Public just means it's not private, so another program could access that. That's neither here nor there for our level of programming. And a Java class is simply a Java program. That's synonymous. When we compile our program, the one that's actually, it creates a class file, something called review.class, and when we run it, that's actually what gets run. Now what's really cool is if I put 2 forward slashes, I can add comments. And comments are just remarks for other programmers or for ourselves, so we can take notes right inside there. So I'm just saying there, this is the program name, review. And then we need to add curly braces. I'm going to put those on our own line. And this is the entirety of the program, right you see here. So I'm going to put some comments here. The beginning, program, curly brace. And the reason I comment these is students forget these so often. And the closing, curly brace. Notice that error that was there went away. Now what's interesting is this curly brace could be on this line. I could put it here and delete this one, and Java does not care. But I'm putting it on its own line just for simplicity's sake with our comments. Now since this program is brand new, this run button won't work. So in order to make this work, we need to type in Java C for our Java compiler, then the name of our program, review.java, and hit Enter. It's going to compile, and no news is good news. So to run it, I now would type Java, which will run a Java program and specifically run this program, but we don't need to specify Java here. And we got an error. The reason is, what's on the left is just a program sort of skeleton. It doesn't have any main method or anything. So let's add one. And the main method here, every Java program ever written has one. You don't need to know what all this means. Just know that this is where the program starts. So I'm going to put that as a comment. Main method, or the start. So every Java program ever written has this line of code, which is the main method, and it starts the program by running what's ever between the curly braces of the main method, and those are contained inside the curly braces of the program. Eventually we might add our own methods later, but for now this works. So I'm going to add main method opening brace and main method closing brace. And every Java program that we're going to do is going to have these 2 curly braces at the end. And our code goes here. Also, the indents that I have are just for us. The computer doesn't need them, but programmers lose their minds if things don't look pretty, because it just can become hard to read. So we've done this already. There's a programming statement, and programming statements or code ends with a semicolon. And we could even split this into 2 lines, and it wouldn't care. It would still consider this one line of code because it's looking for the semicolon. So this is a programming statement. These are programming blocks between the curly braces. So that's just saying, hey, here's a group of code. So now going back here, what's really cool, we don't have to retype those commands. We can hit the up arrow, and anything we recently typed will be in there. So I'm going to compile my program. That's going to check for errors. And it's also going to create a program or a file called review.class that we can run just by doing this. So now we know it works.